Girl. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee and Conversations. No, but seriously, Kia's gonna get in her robe. We are here at 8:35, so we are on time. Anywho, welcome to Coffee and Conversations. So we meet here every Monday through Friday when we're getting our coffee in order to invite you into a conversation that will hopefully make you wake up and make today count. That will put you in the right mindset, the right mind space, the right intention, all that good stuff, right? So that's what it's all about. It's about coming in, getting a brighter part of your day, being grateful that you woke up this morning, and remembering to start with gratitude, right? Which is a winning attitude. So that decides your altitude. So we want to make sure that we A's to start your alphabet today. Okay.
Attitude,
Hey.
altitude. Come on now with the A's.
Altitude. I ain't dropping them B's.
Don't drop the B's, please. Not the B bombs.
Not the B's.
Not the B's.
As long as I ain't dropping
Ain't nobody gonna
B's.
be no B's around here, okay?
No B's.
Because this topic today is hot. We gonna be dropping some
We got
B's
the block
later.
on fire, you know how to live.
Hey.
Yes. I know y'all probably noticed my hairstyle went back to Kia said I went back to 1997 on y'all.
Honey, she looking like the junior high school Precious to me right now.
And you know why? Because I had the high school kid do my hair. So shout out to Serenity. And so Chef Ron did my wash and twist. Shout out to my hubby.
Oh my goodness.
And then Serenity styled me. Shout out to
I forgot it's a family affair.
It's a
family affair when Precious get her hair done. The whole family have a
the
turn
whole
in that
family
hair,
is
honey.
participating, honey.
Nurture, and it grows.
I do everybody else's, so everybody got to team up on me.
That's true.
So it works.
And y'all know her hair is long.
Yes.
So she have it wrapped up in up here.
See, that's what I'm saying. When I take this thing, I was gonna get that little full. It's gonna look like I got a cut, but I didn't.
Yeah, because it's
y'all can tell me that
curled
y'all
up.
think it's cute or whatever. She even told me how to do my edge. She was like, "Ma," I said, "Why don't you got to be glue my edges?" She was like, "Ma, ain't nobody doing
got to be glue me.
Yeah, you know the got to be glue. The edge control they use on their hair for
Oh,
their
it's
lace
a
fronts.
glue.
It's a gel, but they call it got to be glue.
Oh,
I use it
not
on
that
there.
Gorilla Glue.
Girl, no, that's the joke, girl. You know, I ain't. Gonna
Oh, that's why I'm like, you don't even need. Girl, you put some water in there and go.
That's. I was talking about
that thing gonna go.
I was talking about the edge control. Controlling these
to
edges.
Leave it. Like,
Yeah. To give it because I don't be knowing how to do it. I always get her to do it for me.
And she does.
And
that.
I used to be the champion. That's why I love.
I was about to say, when you was younger, you was
listen. Let me just say, you ain't like riding no bike. I ain't jump back on like I was. And I was the edge queen back in the day. When I said
because you just slick yours up. You brush yours up. You don't design it.
Oh, you talking about back in the day? No, back in the day I had real. I would wave it. Yeah, now I just I don't do nothing. I don't have to do nothing.
You just slick it. You slick it. You don't design it. You know what I mean?
Good morning, Mama Faye. And Auntie Faye. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Queen CEO.
Good morning, Queen CEO. Good morning. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. So today is gonna be a good one. Well,
as always.
And today is the first day of celebrating my anniversary. So
come on now.
After I'm done with this beautiful, beautiful live, as you see, I'm dressed today.
Yeah.
More than just Zoom dress. I'm literally dressed from the top to the bottom.
Hey, gotta go. Start this celebration off, honey.
Catch me on my reels. Catch me on my TikTok.
Come on now.
Because that's the only place you can be able to catch me.
Won't be at.
Now, I will be sending Kia the link. We shall have a special guest tomorrow because I'm going to get Chef Ron out of that bed and have him go live with me.
Okay.
So I'll send you the link out. Well, which means I'll really set it up because then I'll set it up tonight and then send you the link. Cool. So that you already have it by tomorrow.
Yes. She said, Queen CEO says happy anniversary.
Thank you. So on Friday, we will be celebrating 21 years. So our oldest, our firstborn, is coming to take care of her bottom four. her little sisters and brothers.
Starting for.
So yes, it was so cool. We did a whole she sent me the whole list because everybody got to pick each day what they wanted to eat. And so she's doing, their menu for the week. So it's like she's doing lasagna rolls, jerk chicken, rice, and cabbage. She's doing fried chicken, macaroni, and cheese. And what was the last one?
Tacos? No.
Tacos. Yep. She's doing steak and beef tacos. So they are gonna have them a nice thing. She was excited. She called me yesterday, like, you got everything I need for my babies. Whatever you don't have, I'll have.
Her babies. Yes. You see older sis talking about my babies. Those are her babies. Mm-hmm. And she really treats them as
I'm
she is mom and they are her babies. Like, they are really her babies. They are such a close-knit siblings. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yes, honey. They are pretty much close. Now, today's topic, because we're going to be in and out on time, y'all.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, Chef Ron, you're going to hear the boom, 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 boom. Where you at?
Lord, yeah, we got to go. And then my mom going to be calling
me. And then Diane will be calling because this was supposed to be my day to go out, but next Wednesday.
It's all right. We got plenty of Wednesdays to do it.
And we got to tell maybe Arthur Lynette wanted me that's on that side. I won't go to the store.
Oh, yeah.
She seemed like she would trip out.
Oh, okay.
But yes, how are you guys doing?
How are you guys morning doing?
Well, we're going to the Alabama shores. So never been. So it's a first. Mm-hmm. But since our marriage is 21, I figure we legal. Let's try it.
Come on, let's do some new stuff.
We're the legal age, honey.
Have some stories and say, okay, we've been there. Somewhere we never been. That's always
it'll be more so like a fun road trip, like go in and stay, go halfway stay, I think in Atlanta, and then keep on going and stay, then drive. So we'll go halfway today, spend a night on the outskirts of Atlanta, and then finish tomorrow. Okay. So then we'll be in the Alabama shores by tomorrow. But today we only going to Atlanta. And when we wake up tomorrow, we're gonna check out and go the rest of the way. So
see, that does sound like
because I got a husband that knows that I don't love to drive. So wasn't that the most sexiest way of him planning a trip? Like, okay, I figure we could stop here, and then you stop at 3 different spots on the way. So I said, for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Come on now, 3.
That part.
3.
So super excited about that because, oh my God, we so need a vacation. And a vacation is, I don't care if first of all, we do not carry itineraries for no vacation. It is the wake up when you want, go to sleep, eat, just enjoy the whole time with no freaking rules. There's nobody, because if anybody know my husband, he does a million things. So if he's not working, managing the hotel, if he's not cooking over here, if he's not got his HVAC cap on, if he's not the coach for this, he did both seasons. He did football and basketball. That means he went to work early, got off at like 3. He was getting up at 7, getting off at 3 because practice was at 5. So to make sure he had that schedule right. And so he was taking weekdays off so that on the game days, which was Monday and Thursday, he would have that day for their games and don't have to worry about his schedule. And so going like that, and that compasses and titles. So this will be nice for us to tap into each other. Not that we've been missing each other.
They don't miss that.
I mean, nobody could interrupt us. How about that?
Just in bliss.
So listen, I got the straps.
Oh, do you now? You don't say.
I have to tie it to the 4-bed, so I'm
I'm scared of that.
4-size strap.
You know, I had some, but I threw them shit away.
We used it last year.
I like to be bonded.
The 20th year was a whole lot of cut things. We did the strip, and then we bought the little ties. So the novelty store is a great store to go to for your anniversary.
They have so many things. I mean, for both of y'all.
Yeah, that's why I said, because it was fun for all of them. It's like, okay. And I said, now if you do not go up when alarm go off, if you don't untie me, I'm not giving you another chance.
You will have another privilege, okay? Free to me. I was gonna try.
Yeah, scary that you not cringing, but actually ticklish. Are you ticklish? If you're ticklish, it could be a little bit.
Yeah.
But I say have fun, right? Have fun. That's right. Diamond will be 30 tomorrow. So my little
30.
brother will be 30
The
tomorrow.
baby
The
is 30.
baby. So right, Diamond is on the 2nd. So March 2nd is his birthday. And Diamond is actually in Canada. So him and his
look at them.
woman when they went to Canada. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, everybody living their best life because you only got one.
There.
Like
That
Walt Baby
part
Love
right
say, you only live once, but you die forever. So make sure this one is counting. Make sure the dash is counting. Make the dash count. So now what's our topic today?
The topic is, do you need some diets in your relationships? Think about it.
That part. My baby turning 30 tomorrow. My second celebrating 21 years of marital bliss. That's right.
Absolutely.
So yep, Diamond will be on tomorrow and we will be on Friday.
Yes.
So
that's
when we renew that 25 year vow, that's gonna be a fun weekend for us. Because Diamond and Rondell are super close. So it's like it was so funny for years. How about my kids thought that Diamond was Rondell's brother, not mine. So when we was talking one day, and especially the little ones, not really Essence, but the boys, by the time they came, is just,
Yeah.
So it was the boys, but they were like, oh yeah, so you don't have any brothers, Mom? I know you have a lot of sisters. And I was like, yeah, I have Clifton, but then they since met Clifton because Clifton came down when Star came. So they got to meet Clifton. But then it was like, and I was like, and Diamond, they was like, Uncle Diamond is your brother? I was like, yes.
They thought Diamond was Rondell's brother.
That's how he was their uncle.
What made them think
that? Probably because they just didn't think about it. He's a boy and they hang out tough. So, you know what I mean?
Because he's always more or less hanging with Rondell because he's
and
not,
And then I'm doing it here and I do everybody here. So, okay, so you doing everybody.
Yeah.
So it was so cute. I was like, well, y'all that close. So they didn't even know that you belong to me. That's cute.
He belongs to me.
Well, he has been, since we celebrate 21 years, Diamond was a little boy. Literally, when you look at our wedding pictures, Diamond looks just like Rondell. Big man. Rondell Jr. He looks just like him. So when they was looking through the picture, it was like, why does it look like Rondell Jr., Big Man? Why does it look like Big Man? We call him Mr. President. Why does it look like Mr. President?
Why y'all call Big Man Mr. President?
Because I just feel like he's a president.
Because he
giving president vibes. He's
because
so politically and
speak,
so
he
speaks with such.
Right. He has that. He speaks like a president.
Yeah, like I call him Mr. President. And but let me tell you something. Yesterday, Wade Vaughn was the narrator for the Black History play, which was Small World, which was that whole program and that whole area is done by Robin Gray Bishop, who used to play Mary at St. Paul's, and she had Leaps and Browns and all that. Well, she actually, Small World, teaches at the school that my kids go to, which is the Language Academy, and all of them have been taught by her. So even Asia was taught by her. Essence was taught by her. Serenity, Neve, they all had her class, and now the twins have her for homeroom. Wow. And so she must have asked Ray Vaughn if he could be one of the narrators. So him and another guy, his voice was projecting. It was like Chef Ron talking about, oh my God, you don't need no mic. Your voice like your mama. Trying to say I got a loud voice. So if I ever hear loud, honey, that's just in my diaphragm.
Like, why y'all yelling?
So it just sounds so clear, and he was projecting, and it was just like everybody was like, "Oh my God!" I said, "Oh yeah, he a whole vibe.
He a whole damn microphone. You don't need no
son in love, brother in love. That part. That part. So we are 15 minutes in, so we did enough of that catching up on.
Y'all in the room now. Y'all good and in the room. You know how we gotta get our stuff out the way.
That part, diplomatic strength and articulate, distinguished. That part.
Yes, the president, Mr. President. All of that, Aunt Faye, yes.
And then guess what? And Rayvon could be his vice president. They could go in together, no joke. Because you need the feisty with the you need the balance. I think if
them two is something.
The president and the vice president should be a balance. You should have one that about that gonna keep it balanced, gonna be about that life, and you need the other one that's the one who gets up and speak. Because if half the presidents had a mouthpiece, perhaps we would have not misunderstood a lot of stuff and got missed in translation. So some people just need that speak for me. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna pull up these things and do some sharing, and we're gonna start the topic.
And
so, go ahead, boo.
Yeah, y'all heard the topic, right? So, do you need some diets in your relationships? We are out at 9:30.
That's
absolutely.
Right. We already said that. Did you? He must have just got on. What are you doing?
No, he listening.
Oh, he listening. Like, oh yeah, we out at 9:30.
Reiteration. Y'all better get to this topic because reiteration. We out at 9:30. Yes, we are. We will be promptly closing and ending the broadcast at 9:30.
In mid-sentence.
We got you, manager.
We got you, manager. We on. We was in here saying that. Listen, we go on time. Good. We nice and we on time. So y'all gonna get a full portion.
So as you think about the relationships you have in your life, all types of relationships. I'm not just talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, man, woman relationships.
Yeah.
Friend relationships, right? Business relationships, job relationships, anything that's a relationship. Could you recall a time you needed a diet from it? Like it was just too much going on? What he's my face saying.
Brian Cavalier Fletcher Paulin.
Honey.
What's that? Oh, all of our
last names?
All of our base. Yep.
Yeah.
Our bloodline, your bloodline.
That's true.
So I think that topic is so good. I was an old years ago. I think when we think about do your relationship need diets, just think about the word diet. And sometimes when we had too much of something and no matter how much we're used to it, i.e. habits, no matter how much we may even like it, right? It may not always be healthy or nurturing to the development of who we are and where we are going. And so when you think about the whole idea is, do you need diets in your relationship? That would mean that you are paying attention to how it is affecting you, right? Because you need a diet because you can look in the mirror and see a change maybe, right? You can see, oh, maybe my skin is breaking up out. I need to do something different. Maybe I'm putting on extra weight in different areas that I knew wasn't there before. Maybe when I tried to put on my jeans, it didn't fit that right way. And that lets you know you need a diet in your health, right? So when we talk about relationships, we always say relate and so the ship can move so you can no longer be anchored in your understanding. That's what a relationship is. And so when you put a diet in your relationship, what you allow yourself to do is basically take inventory on how the relationship is actually serving you as a spiritual being, as the person that you are, meaning your emotions. How does your relationship serve your emotions? How does your relationship serve your health, right? Because if you are not, if disease, right? If there's a disease, if there's a conversation that you're not allowed to have, but you're often in the space, in the place, right? We have that disease, as they say. And so that's a diet that needs to be taken, right? And sometimes you got to sometimes move some stuff away so that you can get back into the position or the alignment for your assignment. And some of our relationships, it's got our soul posture off, which means, right. So we out of shape, right? So our soul's posture is out of shape depending on how we're relating to each other and how we are activating it in our lives. Chef Ron says everybody needs to unplug from every relationship. That's that part, right?
At some point, you need time for yourself. You do have to have time for self and unplug. Yeah. Absolutely, you
that
do.
Part.
And it's well needed. Like you gotta make sure you don't you stay true to you. Stay true to you and choose you at all times, right? Because there's only one you, and you can't give what you don't have. And if you're depleted and this relationship is depleting you and taking away from you, that is an unhealthy relationship because it is affecting you.
Yeah.
Right? Depletion is a deficiency. It's taken away. It's sucking up something from you that you need for your own self. So you gotta definitely, like Ron said, unplug sometimes. Yeah. You know, and it depends on how long, and sometimes it could be a forever unplug, right?
Sometimes,
you don't need the power from that source.
That part. I see you, Key. I see you.
Come on now. Come on now.
Oh, it's gonna get on you.
Come on now.
It's gonna get in you. I like that. That's right. Because I was about to say, we spoke about the source and being plugged in. Was that last week? And that, you know, and I remember when we did the topic about the source, it was like sometimes you ever plug in your phone and then run off, and then you're running out the door and you grab your phone, and when you get out the door, you're like, oh shit, the light switch wasn't on, so the power wasn't on, or the outlet is bad, but you didn't realize the outlet was bad, but you was out in the street and you didn't have access again, right? Because you thought that you was recharging when you really was dying still, right? And so it is about realizing, are you plugged into the right source at the time? And so having a diet means that right now this source is not serving me, and so I have to pull myself out in order to pull myself up. Okay.
And then you know how some of them charges be having a quick charge, it have the fast light charge, so it could charge you even faster.
Oh, that's that good relationship, honey.
I need a refill.
Can I get a refill?
Come on now. So, you know, you got to recognize the relationships you're in and who's a quick charge, who's a short in the charge.
How long?
Charging you at all.
And who ain't charging you at all? Who actually killing your battery. And then you got to cut it.
Come on.
Because remember, a decision means, look at the word decision, right? The word decision is in it. So you have to decide where you want to cut off.
Come on now.
And so in order to make a decision, you have to have that determination to be able to decide what needs to be cut off at this point in your life. And all decisions is an end to something, right? You're starting or you're ending or beginning. And start is the art of beginning. So the end is to say, I need to cut this off right here. And so that's a diet. I got to cut these sweets off. Remember, we do that thing. So I was just about to get to that because I see Mama Faye was saying jeans. That's what she was saying, all the names. But then she was saying, yes, sometimes we need a fast. And I love that because a fast allows you to really do a whole
cleansing
detox. And one of the most important things about a fast is the clarity you receive when you're fasting. Because when you are not distracted by what I'm going to eat next, or distracted by all the other impurities that we partake in, and when you are consciously actually going through the process of bringing your body through and dealing with that, and anytime you fast, I suggest you read with the Bible with that. If you're not into the Bible, read something encouraging and inspirational, because that's the time when you're sacrificing something for a return, right? And so I'm sacrificing this so that I can get clarity on this. I'm sacrificing this. And also remember, obedience is better than sacrifice. So timing is everything. And so sometimes you're not obedient to the messages that are being sent that say, listen, this relationship needs a diet, but you're so busy loving the food. And that's why I love to use the diet word, because we love the food. We want the food. We know it's not good for us. I can look at every message and I know all of that, but we still keep on going after it because we are comfortable, right? We are used to it. It's simpler. And we'll beat ourselves up for simplicity than to have the faith, the right act, to go into, okay, I got to let this go. I got to actually take care of me so that I can take care of you better. So it starts with me, right? Because when I take care of me and she take care of she and you take care of you, guess what? There's nothing left to do. There is no work to do because everything's done. So that's why self-love is the preservation, right? Because God said, treat your neighbor as yourself. And so sometimes just as we diet for ourselves, we also got to diet our emotional connections to people. So like Chef Ron was saying, unplug.
Diet them relationships, honey.
Yeah.
Diet them relationships. Take assessment. Good morning, Dr. Rogers. She says, good morning, beautiful ladies. Hello. Take some time today and just be great. And we will. Thank you so much, Queen.
Dr. Beverly.
Come on now. No,
okay, I got to scroll.
Gonna be.
Oh, we are back.
Okay.
I hope you see us. I don't know where we went, but I don't know if you saw us when we went, but we were gone, but we're back. Relationship diet, love the balance. That part, right? We need that.
Yes.
Fast. I like that. A relationship diet or fast. So you might just need to unplug for a certain period of time from everybody at the same time, just to get clarity for you. Or you might need a diet. So sometimes I just need to stay away from this place or this person or that just for a time until I can get myself in a better position to be able to take better care of myself. So I'm trying to get my mind right. So
you need a break to be able to
like a
deal
long charge,
with that person.
That part. I love a long charge too, T.
I like a long charge.
Good
too,
morning, Melissa. I hope everything is going great over there with you. So glad to see you this morning. Dr. Beverly says, Pastor Ron, I unplugged in my marriage when I realized I wasn't the one he wanted. I unplugged mentally and emotionally. I felt like I wasn't enough, only to realize he wasn't ready for someone like me. That part. And and sometimes you have to do that. Because at the end of the day, we are charging other people without being charged back up, right? Because it's a give to receive and it's a circle of life. And so I think that a person that you touch and agree with should equally give you just as much as you're giving them, right? Because that's the true circle of life. And everybody else can be a lot of extra. So in marriage, it's very important that you guys can plug into each other and be able to grow that whole concept. I'm done with this girl. And I'm done with you.
I knew where he was going. So I said, all right.
And that's exactly why I started the I Choose Me # No More Excuses movement, to remind us that we are enough. And sometimes we can't take it personal. We have to take it process. And everybody doesn't grow at the level that you do, right? And so, that part.
And recognizing it early is the key, so that you're not wasting so much time.
Yeah.
So you got to get out your own head and really take assessment of what's going on.
Look, hear these two. Long and thick charge. Yes, here our Paula. Miss Bush gotta be Nancy. Well, I mean, she is Miss Bush. She gotta live up to the name her husband gave her. She got that name.
Her husband did.
She got that name from my man, honey. So Miss Bush, it will be said. Did you cut your hair, P? No. Exactly, that's the look, right? No, I didn't cut it. Tutu styled me. Chef Ron twisted me up, and Tutu styled me. So she gave me this whole little. So I got a bob.
Mini her. She gave Precious a mini her, looking like a mini tutu.
I got in the car. Kia was like, "Girl,
it's like
you looking like when we went to Coney Island. You looking like junior high school."
I'm like, oh my
I said, okay, now she gave me a little. She took 10 years off of my life. I'll take it,
honey.
No, 10 years, junior high school.
Child,
25 years.
Yeah. Yes, 25.
25 years, because I am 42.
She look at her face, y'all.
What did you touch? Oh, right, that part.
I don't know.
Mind your business, Chef Ron.
Miss Bush said, mind your business, Ron. She need a long, thick charge.
Oh, okay? I love the hairstyle. Thank you.
She is rocking it.
Yeah, I had it in a scarf too. I didn't even want my booty to see it this morning. You see that?
You see them edges?
Tutu taught me how to do my edges. So yeah, I got classed up yesterday. But yeah, so back to the topic at hand. We still got a good 25 minutes, y'all. We got 25 minutes. So now's the time to let us know, have you taken diets in your relationship?
Have you ever had to take a diet in a relationship?
Oh my God, I have taken so many diets in my relationships.
And how did that feel?
I feel healthy.
Good.
I felt
Good.
reserved.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I could choose me. I felt like it filled me back up. And so at the end of the day, which is another topic we would do, it builds the trust you have with yourself. Because with yourself, right? Because it's so easy to waste all this time, or not wasting time, but trying to develop a trust relationship for everybody else to see you as trustworthy. And you have yet to allow yourself to see you as trustworthy, right? And so when you feel like the lack, when you feel like something is not working, when you feel like something is not serving you, and you sit in those moments, how do you really build a trust relationship with self? Right? And so it seems that we trust everybody else with us more than we trust ourselves with us. And so that whole detaching and unplugging is because I trust me. And I have that sixth sense, right? You are the sixth sense. Remember, the sixth is we were created in God's image. So the sixth sense would be God's voice, God's idea for you, right? So it's the sense of God. And so since God is all knowing, then he knows when it's time for you to, so he'll give you signs of wonder. Now we think signs of wonder means, but the word wonder means to imagine, right? So if God is giving me signs of wonder, he wants me to wonder what needs to take place now in my life so that I can elevate, so that I can grow, so that I can be who he called me to be. And sometimes we stay stuck and we continue to be mad at God. And he was like, well, you still wondering.
Because I gave you the signs.
I gave you the
signs. And you're wondering, and you're going through the motion and action because your wonder is hope. Yeah. You're wondering of hope that the person will do this, or the person will listen to this, or do this, or treat you like this. And you're wondering, when is it gonna happen? So you're holding on to
expectation.
The image, the wonder. The wonder is doomed. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, the surface is gonna, they are who they are, and it's up to you to decide when to cut it.
Yeah. And then we know when it's time, when it's too much, right? And sometimes you know when your body is telling you, okay, enough is enough.
Overweight.
It gets overweight. It gets heavy. And it's called beer, right? So we bear the burdens, right, of the things that we refuse to say or speak about. And then we dwell in places, and then we become confused, and we end up I would say we start to dissolve in other people's perspectives, and then we lose relationship with self, and then we fall out of trust with ourselves, and now we're fighting to get our identity back because we lost it trying to serve everybody else instead of serving ourselves first, right? And so when I decided, like, okay, as much as I love you, as much as I love this cake, I know I can't have it right now. As much as I might love alcohol, I know I need to fast from it right now, depending on what I'm doing, right? As much as I love food, I know that this right now, like prime example, when people are going through cancer, they change their whole eating habit, right? Because now it's like, now you're more conscious of what you're putting in. Now you're more conscious because you have a red flag, right? The red flag was something is brewing inside of yourself that you didn't know was being created. And now it's like, I have to do reverse. I have to, return back to sender, right? I got to now try to reverse engineer. That's the word I'm talking about. Now we want to reverse engineer all the things we did, and now we want to be at the highest level of health. And it's like, we don't have to wait till we're breaking down to take a stance. So you got to pay attention to the signs. So even in our health, right? We got to pay attention to the signs. Your body speaks to you. So in relationship, you have to pay attention to the signs. Your body still speaks to you. You'll feel emotions. You'll feel disconnected. You'll feel a sense of unworthiness. You'll feel selfish, right? And it'll make you feel like, oh no, that's not of God. I gotta keep on because he want me to give.
Think of other people.
God said to catch them. He didn't say clean them. And when we stay too long, it's us trying to clean instead of being able to say, okay, now I have to remove myself because I done my part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can come back after if I choose to, as Kia said, because sometimes it can be an end forever, and sometimes it can be a renewal, right? Because we all know that when we fast and we get clarity and we get into the word, we get a renewed understanding so that we can move the relationship.
Shed that old skin, honey, like a snake.
So when I get to that, that's what I do, right? So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna understand you now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let me do a refresh. Let me do a renew. Let me shed this old skin off of me. Let me get this off of me so that I can have a clear mindset and reassess things in another mindset, out the cloudiness. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's so healthy to diet relationships. You need it. Like your body needs it, your mind needs it. And when you do that, it just feels so good. You just feel so much better.
Yep. And when I see diet, it makes me see the word die and with the T. So die to whatever, right? So when I'm taking a diet, I'm dying to something. I'm surrendering, right? And the best gift that we give to God is when we surrender. And so a diet is nothing more than a surrender, if you think about it, right? So I surrender to this thing, right? I don't know what to do with it. And so I give it to you. So I'm going to try to remove myself and gain clarity. And so dieting in your relationship is really surrendering to God, because when you're on that diet or on that fast, like I said, you go through that clarity. So now you'll be more prepared to go into the next dimension as a better, clearer part of yourself so that you can make better decisions. So it is the surrender to this is not working the way I was trying to work it, and is now becoming overwhelming to the point that I do not like the way I look now when I'm with this person. I don't like the way I feel when I'm around this person. I don't like the way. So whether it's sometimes you got to diet to the people at your job. You can diet to those relationships. Hello, beautiful. Hey, Author Lynette.
Good morning, Author Lynette. Today's topic is, do you need some diets in your relationship?
That part. And so, so we're just talking about what it requires in order for you to be at the right capacity to fulfill your destiny, right? It requires that we take self-care. I choose me, #, no more excuses.
Period.
None.
I want y'all to really, really let that sink in. Precious mission and everything she has, her business is so powerful. If you just listen to those words, say it again.
I choose me, #, no more excuses. So we
nothing else to say. It's like, period. What? I choose me, #, no more excuses. Anything you say after that, it better not be an excuse. We not dealing with no more excuses. Choose you.
Choose you today. And Author L, I love that she said that Mama Faye was talking about that earlier, because this is the other way of saying I need a fast. She said I need a hydrocolonic therapy and a family and certain friends. I need God's herbal laxative to clean my system. I love it. And that herbal laxative is being able to pass through. And you know why I love that you said herbal? You know why I love that you said herbal laxative? Is because when I was speaking about the butterfly, right? And you know what I'm about to say. When I was talking about the transformation of the butterfly from a caterpillar to a butterfly, they say the thing that creates the cocoon comes out of its behind, right? And so for me, it made me think of shit. So everything that we go through in life is the things that are creating our cocoon. And no matter how life is going, you don't realize that as a caterpillar, you're as low to the ground as you can go, right? A caterpillar ain't no lower than that. They just on stomach and moving. And then they go through the transformation of being a beautiful butterfly, in which not one butterfly is the same. And the more colors on a butterfly, the more beautiful it is after it develops and becomes. But when that caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it is first of all isolated. I choose me, no more excuses, right? And I'm sure at the time of the isolation, the caterpillar probably has no idea just how amazing it shall become.
Mm.
But it requires the stuff from the back end. And so I call it the shit. The shit that we go through with people is what we have to let go of in order to cocoon ourselves and become the butterfly we were created to be. But because we haven't taken the diets, we haven't been able to detox to be able to do what? To process into a higher level of ourselves. And so that detox and that herbal laxative is be able to let the shit go, so that God can cocoon you, so that you can get over the things that you cannot change in order to what? Be the thing that you were called to be, because it was your lessons that becomes your blessing. It is pain into power. It is survivor to survivor. It is valley to mountaintop. It is the process. There is not a mountaintop you can get to that doesn't require a valley. We just want to take a plane.
Getting through the process to get to that mountaintop.
Come on now.
Come from the valley and go through the process to get to that mountaintop. Come on, JJ.
Hello, Queen.
She
love that analogy.
Love that analogy.
Thank you.
Isn't it beautiful? I mean, it makes you, it's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You got the waste, our body. You got to let go of the waste and get the shit out of you, so that you could cocoon into a beautiful butterfly that you are, that God created each and every one of us with. Different fingerprints, different stripes on the butterfly, right? Different designs on that butterfly.
That makes you
get rid of all of that stuff. Yeah. Come on now, so that you could be who God created you to be in its full presence.
Full presence. Thank you, Jerry. This is such an important topic. And she said, hey, boo.
Yes, because, you know, JJ is a therapist.
Oh, wow.
A mental health therapist. You know who that is, right? Lynn's daughter.
Oh, JJ. You know you can't see the picture. So, hello. How are you?
Yeah, she is, doing her business. She's a mental health, behavioral health therapist. And so absolutely.
And that's
what it's about. All of her posts, and that's what it's all about. Y'all are definitely in alignment.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I swear that's what it is. It's like, and so that's why we need a diet, because the diet allows you to, when I was on that diet, right? You know what I did? I was going to the bathroom 3 times a day. Every time I ate, I was able to process it. You see, sometimes when you're not at your highest capacity in your relationships, when you don't unplug, like Chef Ron said, and when you don't detox, do a herbal detox, meaning fast with God and get clarity on whatever you are in the relationship that got you at a dis-ease. Because if you allow it to fester, it becomes cancer, it becomes high blood pressure, it becomes things, because now we're distracted by food. Now we're distracted by, unhealthy habits, right? Because all we are is we created habits. The hardest thing to do is break habits, right? That's why it's hard to have a diet from your relationships, because it's a habit. You're used to calling that person. You're used to speaking to that person. You're used to, so that's why it's a detox, because you got to change what you're used to get to what you need now, right? And so I used to do it that way, but I don't want the same results. So that's what I got to do. I got to do something different, because insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So if your relationship hasn't changed, and no matter what area, and like Kia said in the beginning, we're not just talking about husband, wife, we talking about relationships over the board, with your boss, with your family members, with your pastor, with your friend, with your co-workers. How are you assessing how you are allowing yourself to be plugged into somebody, right? And when you are plugged in, are you getting charged, or are you deleting yourself, right? Are you losing your power every time you get into the room with this person?
Or giving you a charge when you're plugged in?
Because you, like I said, you may be draining your battery because you're plugged in thinking that it's charging, and it's not really doing anything, and they're pulling from you. So now you're drained.
Now, let me tell you, true story. Of course, it's always going to be a true story. I don't put air in my tire. Why? Because I realize I don't know how to do that. I went to the thing, put air. So I thought I was putting the air in my tire. I wasn't pushing it correctly. So instead of me, I was pushing it.
You was letting it out.
I was letting it out.
That's right. I had to learn that too. Yep. That's a learn.
Girl. So when you think you doing something and plugging in something to give you something,
come on now,
it's totally taken away. It's leading you.
Come on now.
Until it's too late, and now you see what's really going on.
That part.
tire.
Flat tire. All the while she was trying to put it in.
All the while, I'm like, this ain't working. I can hear it going in. But honey, it was sucking it out.
It was sucking it out. That part.
And then it was too late to, I'm like, oh my God. Byron was like, I'm on the phone. He like, just ask somebody to help you because I'm showing him the picture. The tire is on the, I'm like, woo.
Process. You got to process into the promise. And it's okay because guess what? Chef Ron, call Essence. Call your daughter. She calling me. Tell her I'm live. Anyway, I told you I'll be hiding on Facebook, so she don't know I'm live unless I'm on IG or TikTok. We working on that. But so yeah. So that part.
Be careful, man, and know the difference and recognize it earlier than later.
That part.
So JJ says dieting equals setting healthy boundaries, deciding who has access to you. Period. Who gets access to you? You decide that. Mm-hmm. It is your responsibility to know who you give access to you because now when you drink, you can only blame yourself. Right. You can't blame the person or those that drained you because it's your responsibility. You gave them access.
That part. And think of you like we have to take an account for ourselves. So we get to operate our accounts. So in that perspective, since you are accessing your account, since you control your account, that is the point. Who are you allowing to take from your bank account that is not authorized? Who has access to you that's not a good spender, right? Because if you share an account with somebody and they don't budget like you budget, then guess what? When you go to pay that bill, that money is missing. So the real question is, how are you operating? How are you balancing your accounts, right? And so we have to be accountable to us first because it's back to the trust relationship.
That's the first thing the bank is going to ask. Did you give
anybody your account information? Before I give you your money back, for you saying, oh my God, it's going, did you give access? Did somebody got your PIN number?
Come on now, that bank doing their investigation before you even get that money back. It's gone, boo. It's up to them to release.
Because if you authorize it, guess what?
To give it back.
You're going to have to put it back yourself. We can't be liable for your decisions and your choices. So we'll help you if they robbed you, but we can't help you if you gave it away. Come on now. You ain't getting no help if you gave them access to you, knowing that they wasn't good on budgeting, but now you crying and they didn't budget nobody else around you, but you thought you were special. And now you mad because you find out that it's nothing personal, it's process. People are who they are. The question is, who are you? And what decisions, remember, deciding to cut things off, what decisions are you making in your relationships that are allowing you to be healthy, full, and everything, right? So sometimes in life, we just have to keep giving ourselves enemas. Come on now, because shit is so heavy, unnecessary. People don't realize how much their shit stinks. I know my smell on occasions when I allow certain entities of negative energy into my soul. Come on now.
Recognize your own stink.
That's a fact because when we was on that fast, girl, when we was on the fast, when we were eating alkaline-based food, meaning no meats, no sugars, you couldn't even smell when you went to the bathroom. You smell nothing. You know why? Because salad don't stink. And natural stuff don't stink.
That good,
but that dead meat, that thing stink. Yeah, it got a different stench to it.
That stuff rot.
It's rotten.
Come on now.
Your relationships is rotten. That's why it's stinking. You got to fix that, girl. You got to fix that, boy. It's rotten. Don't let it.
You recognize the stink? You got to recognize the stink. Don't act like you don't smell it. You smell it because I smell it. You mean to tell me you in a relationship and you don't smell it? I'm not even in a relationship.
But that's why they got a funky attitude because they funky. So their attitude don't be funky.
I can't.
Exactly right. Is you're stinking up the place every time you come in. You got an attitude.
Your energy stinks.
Your energy is sorry.
You ever been in the area and you can't even be next to a person because they energy stink.
My God.
The vibration. Y'all better listen to these energies and be true to them too.
Be true to them. So true.
Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Jacob. Rod and Peter to pay Paul. Let's preach about it. People rob your spiritual, intellectual presence for nothing but their own self-gain. Let's talk about it. And that's what we've been talking about. That's why your job is to not be robbed. Your job is to be on guard. Your job is to protect it like a treasure. Let me tell you something. When there's a treasure, there are men at the gate ready to cover, right? Ready to protect, right? That the bank don't stay unprotected. So if you don't think you're more valuable
insured.
and insured.
And an armory guy.
Come on now. So if you don't think you're more important than a bank, so you leaving yourself unprotected spiritually, mentally, emotionally, because you refuse to cut your habits that are no longer serving you. You got a bad habit. That's
what
okay.
What you holding on to it for?
So we just get comfortable in discomfort, right? And we're happy because it's comfortable. But doesn't mean that it's healthy. Doesn't mean that it's serving you. Doesn't mean that it's growing you. And that's the biggest point. We got to be very intentional. Jerry says, so this conversation goes so deep. Most people who do this are unaware of where this behavior is coming from. For example, a lot of people, particularly women, are so busy giving to everyone that they forget to give to themselves. Self-love is essential. Setting boundaries is essential. Come on now, which is the whole reason why I Choose Me hashtag No More Excuses was created, because we get caught up in roles and titles, but we forget that we are on assignment first. And so we have to have the balance, because I can't take care of you until I can take care of me, right? And so you get my overflow, right? You get my overflow. So I'm the cup and the pot is the world. And so if I start by pouring into the pot after I put a little bit in the cup and sit the cup in the pot, and I'm pouring every time I'm giving to my daughter, every time I'm giving to my kids, if I'm giving to my husband, if I'm giving to my wife, if I'm giving to my job, all of those liquids is going where? Is going into that pot. So you got to take accountability, because once you pour into them, before you pour into you, you will turn over. If you put it in the pot and do the example yourself, you will see. On Monday, I'll actually do an actual presentation of it like I do at the refill station to make it make sense. But until you give to you, you cannot give to anybody else. That is opposite of God. God said, treat your neighbor as yourself. So if you are treating them better than you, you're a liar, and God knows it. So you got to start with you.
JJ said that part. Melissa said, Jerry called it that part. I agree. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Arthur L says,
I got you, baby. One thing. Okay, so Tanisha said, Jesus.
Okay.
So she having a Holy Ghost moment.
Let's go.
Arthur L says, one thing that I'm not going to allow anybody to do is put me inside of a bubble. I have to realize of who I allow to be in my space, whether it's family, so-called friends, associates. We can't walk around with the homie to clown sock. I tell you, my arms will be hurting all day, all night. I remember that. Homie to clown. Don't mess around. That part. Okay, Kia, let's get this card. That part. I told you, honey, I cannot mess with Arthur L. She is too bad. Love others as you love yourself, which first requires self-love. That part, Mama Faye, is it. It starts with you, it ends with you. God says treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. If you ain't treating either one, you out of gas. So yes. Oh, I'm opening this up real quick. 1, 2, 3.
We got 1 minute, y'all.
The word is salvation. This is how God loved the world. He gave his one and only son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life. John 3:16. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord. Romans 6:23. God's grace has saved you because of your faith in Christ. Your salvation doesn't come from anything you do. It's a gift. It's God's gift, Ephesians 2:8. If you openly declare that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans 10:9. God, may I never lose the wonder of the beautiful truth of salvation. May I forever be astonished that you would sacrifice your perfect son, your deeply beloved, for me. You've made it so easy, Father. Just one thing you asked of me, believe. You heard that. That's faith. How can that be the only price? It's too good. You are too good. I praise you for my salvation. So you hear that? God saved you, not for you to be a victim to other people, but be the salvation for self, to grow into yourself so that you can show up. So the question is, how do you respond to the message of salvation? That basically the idea that you are enough, that everything you need is already there. And so you have to make proper decisions in order to create the life that you deserve.
And diet those relationships.
So we about to get a I am card.
We're about to pull this card for the day. So y'all can go on with y'all day. Y'all ready?
I am gifted. Oh, and I am, what does it say? Oh, I am the promise.
I am the promise and I am gifted.
I am gifted and I am the promise. This is your I ams for the day.
Yes.
And remember the topic is, do you need
some diets in your relationships?
So that is it. So remember, you are the promise. So there's no need to stay in places that doesn't serve you, because God has a promise assigned to your name, to your namesake. But it requires you to be accountable to yourself so that you can show up in who you were called to be. That is your responsibility. And so what was yours? Gifted?
Promise.
No, I'm the promise. What was yours?
Gifted.
Yeah.
I am gifted.
So since you are the gifted promise, that means God's salvation made room for you to turn your pain into power to turn somebody into their hour, right? So your pain was not in vain, but instead for others' gain. So when you decide to back off to take care of you, you make room for other people to show up. Okay? That's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it.
What's his last comment?
Yeah, Jacob.
Having a golden heart allows our emotions to think for us, but thinking us from a godly perspective allows people to play on you as free spirit. We have to ask ourselves in this situation, they're in it because they were disobedient. I don't feel we should interfere with lessons that persons has to repent and follow God's orders. We are not God, so we have to let go and let God. People miss the blessings because they don't trust or obey God. Period.
Be obedient.
Obedient is better than sacrifice. Come on. Enjoy. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, you are going to have to watch a replay. This was a great one.
Absolutely.
Remember, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print, because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right, and what God got right is you. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Flip those switches, y'all. Wait. She said we missed her comment. Okay, Author L says, everybody is promised. I'm home with a sock experience. I'm done.
I am not messing with.
We're not dealing with you.
I'm not.
We're not doing it. So you guys have you are hard to contact.
You hard to contact. Message in our messenger.
Yeah, messengers. But yes, so as we said, you guys have an amazing day. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 8:30. We will probably definitely be on time because we'll be in different spaces. So we will see you. Kisses to you. You guys remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. And remember
to wake up
and make today count.
Love you guys.
Love you. See you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.